Hello, and welcome to the Austrian Room for Open House 2020. The Austrian Room was dedicated in 1996 and is done in an 18th century Baroque style. This room is based upon the music hall called Haydn's Hall in Schloss Esterházy, which is a palace just outside of Vienna. Next to me on the wall is a list of composers who lived under the Austrian Empire. The list with the shields above them are those who were native Austrians. The ones without the shields are those who lived under the empire but were not native Austrians. Under the Niederösterreich column, we have Joseph Haydn, for whom Haydn's Hall was named. Haydn's Hall was what this room is based on. Other composers on this list are Strauss and Mozart. Besides Schloss Esterházy, there are two other palaces represented in this room. The first is Hofburg Palace, which is represented by the chairs and table. The chairs, as well as the walls of this room and the curtains, have a nice red damask fabric on them. Above me, these two Lobmeier crystal chandeliers are replicas of some found in Schönbrunn Palace, which was Maria Theresa's favorite palace to visit. Maria Theresa was one of the most famous empresses of the Austrian Empire. One of the reasons she was so famous was because of her 16 children. She was known to arrange strategic marriages for them so that Austria would not have to wage war to have allies. Instead, they could just already have one of their own on the throne of a foreign country. The door behind me has a quote above it that says, "Let others wage war, let you, fortunate Austria, marry," which illustrates Maria Theresa's intents. Maria Theresa, who is pictured next to me in this display cabinet, was also famous for centralizing the administration of the empire, mandating elementary school for all of her citizens, and instituting a system of taxation to tax the nobility and clergy. The ceiling of this room depicts three paintings which show scenes from the Metamorphosis, which is the only Latin novel to survive in its entirety. The first one depicts the arrival of day, with Apollo on his sun chariot bringing the sun. Other gods featured in this picture are Saturn, Pan, and Mars. The second one in the middle depicts the marriage of Cupid and Psyche. Other gods in this are Vulcan, Mercury, and Neptune. The final image depicts the arrival of night, with Luna, the moon goddess, bringing in the moon for the night. Other gods in this are Bacchus, Ceres, and Diana. As I mentioned earlier, there's a list of Austrian composers in this room. One such composer on this list was Franz Xaver Gruber, who in 1818 composed the song Silent Night. The story goes that the parish church that he was supposed to perform in that night had an unavailable organ, and so he had to compose this song on a guitar and play it that night for the people of the church. Let me tell you about some of the holiday traditions in Austria. The holidays begin on December 5th when Krampus visits naughty children. Krampus is a horned demon common in Germanic folklore. His companion is Saint Nicholas, who then comes to the children and rescues them from Krampus, but they have to promise to be good. This marks the beginning of the season, and the next day, December 6th, the holiday markets open. The Christmas markets last from December 6th to January 6th, the day of Epiphany, where the three kings come. Another holiday tradition is that the parents decorate the Christmas tree for the whole family. They hide it in a room until Christmas Eve, and no one is allowed to see it until they come home from church and open the door and they celebrate and have presents. Thank you for visiting the Austrian Room for Open House 2020. From us to you, happy holidays.